So welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. Today we are going to have a conversation about the trending news going about the African Cup of Nations. We know a lot of things happened in the final. Towels being stolen, goalkeepers having issues with some of the bench of some of the Moroccan players. A whole lot happened in the African Cup of Nations. The controversial penalty, which we talked about, and some other issues. But now CAF has released a statement with some suspension to some players and also the teams that played in the final. We are going to have a discussion about it. Was it fair? Looking at the suspension and also the fine being paid, and also what does my pundit think about this particular suspension? Would it put some of the team in check, especially going into subsequent and also any other competition going on in the world? Remember, this show is brought to you by Bet.Africa. They are sponsoring us, making sure that everything goes on well on their platform, and also making sure our platform also boosts with everything we need. My Bet.Africa this week, from the 30th to the 1st of February, they are telling us that we need to storm the Aviator platform. Why they are saying we need to storm there is they are giving free bets. Active Aviator players are getting free 7 CDs drop. So when you go onto their platform from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily, you see cash out being dropped, 7 CD being dropped. So all you need to do is register with a link on our screen. Go onto their platform, make a deposit of 10 Ghana cedis, and on the Aviator platform, you get 7 CDs free to bet on the Aviator. The plane will fly with you if you join my Bet.Africa. So be part of the family and also redeem this free bets being given out to us. You're welcome, Raf. You're welcome, Prince. You're welcome, Sam, to today's trending news. So firstly, let's go into the suspension for each country. Then we'll come back and have the discussion on it. So with the suspension, starting with Morocco, they have 2-match suspension for Hakimi. And the 2-match suspension for Hakimi was based on he picking up Mendy's towel and throwing it into the fans. 3-match suspension for that is Sabali, which he would also have a fine of $100,000 to be paid. $300,000 fine for the Moroccan FA to also be paid. $200,000 fine for the ball boys who were fighting with the second goalkeeper of Senegal, trying to get the towels from him. And also CAF has a disciplinary rejection from Morocco. They went in a whole appeal that the AFCON Final should be taken from Senegal. And CAF said no, Senegal are the ultimate champions of the African Cup of Nations. Let's look at the Senegal teams too, then we would have a discussion. So with the Senegal, we are looking at a 5-month suspension for their coach, that is Papa Tau, and also $100,000 fine. We are looking at a 2-match suspension for that's Njai and also Ismail Assad. They went to the referee, said a whole lot of things to the referee. So they're getting 2-match suspension. 615,000 fine for the Senegalese FA. So looking at the two FAs, Morocco is getting 300,000 fine. Senegal is getting 615,000 fine. Looking at both fines and all this suspension going on, what do we think about it? Is it good to make sure that the game is being played at a fair ground where teams don't just get up and misbehave in matches, so that the game, which we all love being football, wouldn't lose its pride and also its joyfulness, which is being given to the fans? So let me start from Rap. Looking at these two suspensions coming up, what do you think about it? Was it good? And also, are you thinking, is it being too harsh on the Senegal national team?
Yes, Ben, thank you very much. I feel the pressure coming from there's huge pressure coming from the higher authorities, particularly FIFA, and the top hierarchy, whoever is in charge. They are putting pressure on CAF, and the CAF president has not done well. The CAF president has succumbed too easily to the pressure coming from the top, because we have watched European games where these fans misbehave on the pitch. But you see, Ben, these Europeans always make sure that they cover up. They don't make, we say in our language that you don't wash your dirty linen outside. Even though they have their fault, they have their mistake, they cover it up. I can't remember, this might not be your fault or something. When Christian Eriksen, sorry to say, had a problem on the pitch, the players covered where Christian Eriksen was being treated. Camera was switched away from that side. Anytime anything bad happens on the pitch, the camera switches it from that side so that the viewers will not get a full. And even if a fan takes a video or picture of whatever has happened and it's being posted on the internet, they find a way to get it down. That is what we're not able to do, because judging from what Hakimi did, the videos were captured by the fans in the stands, right? Yeah. And the fans were the one telling Hakimi, go and pick that towel, do this. the fans instigated. The fans were the one who were pushing Hakimi to go and do that, and he did that. And now look at the consequences. Just recently, Jamie Carragher was criticizing the African Cup of Nations, that our African Cup of Nations is not at the top there. I don't know, but I feel like Jamie Carragher will be at home and say, okay, yeah, this is what I said about the African Cup of Nations. It is our flagship tournament, and look at what is happening. Morocco had a good tournament. In terms of infrastructure, everything was perfect. It was 100% perfect. But the individuals, there are people, there is no way you organize the tournament and everything will go well. But the other aspect which might not go well, as a media and as the CAF, whoever is in charge, to make sure that they take that portion off. They make sure that they cover that part. There are many incidents that happened. Liverpool went away to Paris Saint-Germain. A Paris Saint-Germain fan stabbed a Liverpool fan. He nearly died. It took him about 2 years to recover. It has been covered. The English women national team, they went away. I think I've forgotten a year, but there was a World Cup they went to, right, where the girls mistakenly, they had some videos leaked, X-rated ones. It was leaked. One left her mobile phone in the hotel room, and the videos were leaked. But can you imagine, if you go on the internet, you won't find any of those videos on the internet. Why? They are protecting their image. They are protecting their brand. They don't want that name to be tarnished. But over here in Africa, we do everything to tarnish the image of whatever. But then back to the main issue. It was very bad. What happened? Our rights and everything was on the line. Our image, our name, our brand, Africa, was on the line. But hopefully, the tournament still went to, we played in our finals and everything was well. So as they are saying, they are going to serve the ban and the fine. But I feel it was too harsh. It might be a bit minimum, but it was too harsh. But then they have ruled at that. This is what they want to do. So let's give them that chance so that it won't happen again. This is just a deterrent to those who are going to, anybody who that shouldn't happen again. So I feel it's okay, but I feel it's a bit too harsh for the clubs and then the players.
Okay. Prince, looking at this, I think the most concerning one here, and people are more concerned about, is the ball boys who are now being fined of $200,000. We know that looking at what happened in the videos, it felt like they were being told to do something. The main agenda was to pick the towel, fight anybody who has the towel, and make sure that they pick it from them. We saw them dragging the Senegalese second goalkeeper up and down to get just Mendy's towel from him. Looking at this fine with them, looking at the Moroccan national team, the whole fine, the Senegal national team with the suspension and also some of the fine being given to them, do you think it's justified because of what happened to put Africa on the map again and clean whatever happened at the Moroccan AFCON?
Yeah, I think it's fair. Honestly, I think, and I disagree with Raf. I totally disagree with Raf. This is not something we should condone. No, this is not something we should condone. In the image of covering anything, you can cover something that's been showcased to the whole world, where the thing is televised, everybody's watching, and you later want to cover it. Cover what? I don't think there's something that even the viewers, those who come in the comments, are going to agree with Raf. I totally disagree with Raf, because these are people who are professionals. You play football outside. You are trained to even know how to compose yourself, your temperament and all that. You are taught to do all these things. Just to come to Africa and disgrace yourself, and you think you should go scot-free because we are trying to clean up the image of Africa. No. I think what CAF did, it's fair. Personally, it's fair. But I felt like if the fine could have even be a little more, because I looked at the one they gave to Algeria. I don't know if it's Algeria against Nigeria, what they did to the referee. I look at those fines, and I felt like Senegal and Algeria's own should be at least be a little higher, because when I look at what happened, what they gave to Algeria, it's more or less like equal. You get it? I think they should at least increase the money a bit for Senegalese, the Senegalese team especially, because how can you stay a walk off whilst in a final, like a final where the whole world is watching us, and you stage a walk off because the decision went against you? No. And no, I don't think any professional player in his right mind would consider this as a well doing or something I did well and I need to be applauded for that. No. I don't think anyone will sit somewhere and be like, okay, these guys did well, and they should applaud them for that. What CAF did is the right thing, and I think going forward, it should serve as a caution. It should serve as a deterrent for any other team that's thinking of making anything like this in a tournament. This is Africa. For crying out loud, this is Africa. This is our image. This is something that we are projecting to the world, that this is who we are. And you think you can, out of your ego or your temperament or something, you can just stage or get up and take a decision. No, I personally feel like it is wrong, and what CAF did was the right thing.
Okay. So Sam, looking at this,
Ben.
Yeah, Raf.
Raf want to counter.
Argentina played against Brazil, and they walked off the pitch.
Yeah.
Nobody heard about this. You continue. I'll come back.
I'm coming. The
Argentina match let Sam continue.
No,
Sam,
the Argentina match was a qualifier. Was a qualifier. Was not a tournament.
Yeah. So Sam, looking at this both sides, we've seen Raf going for one side, thinking that things were being harsh on, especially Africa as a whole, trying to protect the players or trying to protect the image of the AFCON is something we need to be looking at. Prince is also looking at it from that aspect of, if you are protecting them, that means in some way you're advising them that they should keep on doing it. When it gets to the difficult stuff, we'll just cover you people up. What do you think about this whole thing? And also, was the fine too harsh for both national teams?
Okay, I think the main culprit for this whole fracas has been enjoying some. I think the main man of that day had it all wrong, and that was the referee. I think the referee should be blamed. I think 90% for most of the things that happen on the pitch, because when the match is going on, you are in charge of whatever happens on the pitch. So you should take control of whatever that was going on the pitch. I can't see how he managed to ignore what the ball boys were doing and what they were trying to do with Mendy's style. I think if he had handled these things very well, I think we would have been at this place at this juncture right now. So I think most of the blame should be shifted to him also, because he had it all wrong that night. So when you are playing a game like this, Moroccans came in with this entitlement of winning the title. They felt like it's theirs for the taking. Senegalese also felt at one point in time felt like they are being cheated. Tempers were very high. I think it took the maturity of Mane to calm things down and call the players back in shape. And there is this news or this video going around that even the missed penalty was planned, so it balanced all what was going on. So I think in a way, even the players felt like there was something going on wrong with the officiating. So I think he has to take major blame for what happened on the pitch on that day. It's quite sad that tournament that we had a lot of nice things to talk about had to end in this bad manner. But they deserve the fines that came. They deserve the punishment. I think it's wrong to act in such manners, regardless of what was going on. They walking off the pitch. I think these are things that we see in inter schools when we are playing football matches. When we say we won't play again. But as professionals, I think when that tag is being played on you as a professional, there are some things that you need to portray to show that yes, you are indeed a professional. Not all the decisions of the referees will go your way, so you just have to know how to comport yourself in these things. So kudos to Manuel for how he handled the whole issue. I think both they tried to take the whole joy from the Senegalese for winning that trophy. Amazing coach with an amazing record right now, being one of the youngest to win the AFCON. To have that slap on you after such a glorious moment is quite sad. But I think what they did shouldn't be something we should encourage in any football aspect. The fines need to be paid, and if you watch even other videos after the match, there was this nasty fight between the fans, the Senegalese and the Moroccan fans. Chairs were being thrown. It was very bad.
Even one of the steward died after the game.
Yeah.
But it was very bad. So I think the fines or the punishment are just put in place to get all of them on track. Listen, there are rules that governs the job that you are doing. It's not just playing for 90 minutes and it ends there. This is a game that it's supposed to bring the whole continent together and not cause this here and there fights. Someone cannot just leave his home to go and watch football, and at the end of the day, and gets severely hurt. So I think the fine is appropriate. I think that they should just pay the fine, serve the bans, and learn from what happened. And CAF should also have, I think the referee will be punished in a way also, because he is mostly to be blamed for all that happened on the pitch also. Yes.
Okay.
Say something about what Sam said on the issue about the referee. I think the referee should be pardoned a bit. The reason being that the referee might not be able to see everything going on the pitch. That's why in recent times there's an introduction of the VAR and even a body camera for the referee. You realize that in recent times they've introduced the body camera where the referee officiates with a different camera on his body, because you can't see anything that goes on the pitch. So there are certain things.
These things are there to help you have, I think, 90 or at least 85% good officiating. Personally, I think he ignored all those things. Even if the ref didn't see, there were linesman and VAR. None of these guys can sit anywhere and say they didn't see whatever was going on the pitch. It's not just what happens in the confine of that rectangular pyramid. I think what happens outside it also it's very important. So we watch football matches that there will be an issue happening in the stands. The referee will end the game, sort everything out before the players will come and play. He can't be spared for what happened. If prior to that match, there was the whole here and there with our Ghanaian referee who also had a officiating between Morocco and Nigeria. So there is this tension already that this Moroccan side have been favored. So you come in as a referee at that crucial a lot on the table. I think he had it all wrong that evening. Some of his calls and all what he did just threw the bad attention that ended up in all this thing. He had to serve some some punishment also. Yes.
Okay. So let us know in the comment section what you think. Was this fine harsh or was this fine okay to put that standard to make sure that now clubs, teams, anybody playing football, you don't just get up and do anything to be in your favor to win a particular fixture, but we need to respect the game and make sure everything goes on well. This show was brought to you by MyBet.Africa. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Prince. And also thank you, Raf, for honoring our invitation and helping us discuss the fines and also the suspension on the African Cup of Nations.
All right. Thank you.
All right.